one of the things that I think is so important about the cooperative model is that it really requires each individual human being to really grow and develop emotionally and socially and culturally. You know, probably heard America referred to as a democracy. Technically that might be true in some ways, but practically, I believe in 2008 when Barack Obama was elected, it was the largest turnout for a presidential election since, I don't know when, and 40% of registered voters went to the poll, okay? So how democratically engaged is the society? And that's one time a year. Even if you went to vote that day and you took, you know, half an hour out of your day to go vote, well, most people in this country are working 40 hours a week or 2,000 hours a year, or outside of sleeping, you know, their biggest investment of their time and their life energy, and it's not in a democratic environment. You're told what to do. If you don't perform adequately, you are fired. And in this country, if you do not have a job, it is not actually legal. You're not allowed to just be a homeless person. There's very few services. This San Francisco is one of the more progressive cities, and there's services for about 1/10 of the homeless population here. So if you don't do what you're told, you don't have a job, and then you're no longer a respected member of society. You have no health care, you have no rights. So not a democratic situation.
So what you're saying is that cooperatives are good for democracy?
They build democracy in a really profound way, because if I'm working with you and you're my coworker, I can't just say, hey, you go do that because I told you. Whereas if I'm the boss of a business, I tell you that, and if you don't, you're fired. I have to find somebody else who does it. Why? Because you need the paycheck. Okay? But if we're co-owners, now I have to meet you as a human being. I have to listen to you. I have to work on my own personal growth and development skills to be able to have space to listen to you, to be able to connect, to be able to empathize, to be able to hear, to be able to come up with solutions to conflicts and to come to agreements that are workable. And so there's a lot of personal growth and development that has to happen in order for a cooperative to be successful. And so back to the PROUT principle of economy being made of 90% worker-owned cooperatives, then we would have a democratic society, because people are being democratic. They're practicing democracy 40 hours a week. And then it becomes an innate skill set. Whereas in this country right now, it is a foreign skill set. And you know, that's why I have good business, being a business coach specializing in cooperatives, because it's very challenging to run a cooperative in America, because Americans are taught to be very individualistic and not to be collaborative and team-oriented. And so you get a bunch of very well-intentioned Americans that want to do something progressive, something different. They understand some of these benefits of a cooperative. They realize it's a good idea, so they want to try it, and then they realize it's actually very difficult because they lack some of this core skill set. So a lot of the work we do with cooperatives is around culture and building a functional team culture that allows for the success of their organization. And a huge part of that is the ability to trust other people, even though you don't have a veto authority, even though I'm not the boss and I can fire you if I don't like you. I have to actually trust you and let you lead the company in your area of expertise, and I will lead the company in my area of expertise, and we'll together design a system to report and check in with each other and make sure we're aligned on our strategic goals, and we're tracking according to them, and you know, the business is performing accordingly. So it requires this evolution of the individual to get to that successful point of a cooperative.